The rap world is buzzing once again, and this time the spotlight isn't just on NBA YoungBoy, but on a rising star who's been causing chaos in his circle, NBA Lil Pap. Fans are calling him YoungBoy's biggest crash dummy, and for good reason. From viral social media moments to unexpected stunts, Lil Pap has made headlines for putting himself in wild, sometimes dangerous situations, all while drawing attention to the NBA YoungBoy camp. His antics aren't just entertainment. They reveal the high-energy, unpredictable world surrounding one of rap's most prolific stars. NBA Lil Pap's rise has been as fast as it has been controversial. Known for his fearless approach to both life and social media, he constantly pushes the envelope, creating viral content that fans can't stop watching. From outrageous pranks to intense videos that show the raw and sometimes reckless lifestyle of those in YoungBoy's circle, Lil Pap has quickly become a figure of fascination and debate. Social media feeds are flooded with clips of him narrowly avoiding chaos, and each post leaves fans divided. Some admire his audacity, while others question his judgment. What makes Lil Pap's presence so intriguing is his close connection to NBA YoungBoy himself. As a rising affiliate in the YoungBoy circle, his actions reflect both the intensity of that environment and the loyalty that exists among members. Lil Pap is often seen in YoungBoy's videos, freestyles, and public appearances, amplifying his own profile while cementing his association with one of rap's most influential names. Yet this connection also comes with risks, as fans and critics alike speculate whether some of his reckless moments are just for clout or genuine signs of living life on the edge. The internet has turned every stunt into a viral sensation, creating memes, reaction videos, and heated debates across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. NBA Lil Pap's fans celebrate his fearless energy, calling him a true representation of the unfiltered life behind the music. Critics, on the other hand, warn about the dangers of glorifying such behavior, emphasizing that some of his stunts could lead to real consequences. This duality is part of what makes him so compelling. He embodies both the excitement and the risk of being in YoungBoy's orbit. But beyond the viral videos and social media hype, NBA Lil Pap's story offers a glimpse into the pressures, risks, and dynamics of living in one of rap's most scrutinized circles. His actions, mistakes, and triumphs all reflect the intense environment surrounding NBA YoungBoy, where fame, loyalty, and recklessness collide. As fans continue to dissect every move, Lil Pap's notoriety grows, making him not just a rising artist, but a central figure in the ongoing saga of YoungBoy's world. The question now is, will NBA Lil Pap continue riding this wave of viral fame, or will his bold moves eventually catch up with him? Either way, the story of YoungBoy's biggest crash dummy is far from over, and the rap community is watching closely. The world of rap has always thrived on energy, loyalty, and unpredictability, and few stories capture that better than the rise of NBA Lil Pap, widely recognized as NBA YoungBoy's biggest crash dummy. From his early appearances in YoungBoy's circle to the viral moments that have defined his public persona, Lil Pap has made a name for himself as a fearless, often reckless figure whose antics keep fans glued to social media. While some celebrate him for his audacity and authenticity, others criticize his seemingly impulsive behavior, questioning whether the thrill and attention are worth the risks. Regardless of perspective, it's clear that NBA Lil Pap embodies the chaotic, high-stakes environment that surrounds one of rap's most prolific stars, and his story provides a window into both the rewards and dangers of living life in the fast lane of fame. NBA Lil Pap first began attracting attention not through music alone, but through his wild, often unpredictable energy. Viral clips of him narrowly avoiding chaos, performing daring stunts, or participating in outrageous pranks with other members of the YoungBoy circle quickly circulated across platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Each post added fuel to his reputation as a high-risk, high-reward figure, someone whose loyalty and fearlessness are matched only by his tendency to court controversy. His ability to remain relevant in such a fast-moving, viral-driven world has only amplified his notoriety, and fans are constantly watching to see what he will do next. What makes NBA Lil Pap particularly fascinating is his connection to NBA YoungBoy himself. As an affiliate, Lil Pap operates in one of the most intense and scrutinized rap circles in the industry. This connection gives him access to massive audiences, influential collaborators, and opportunities that few emerging artists enjoy. He appears frequently in YoungBoy's videos, social media posts, and public events, cementing his presence in a high-profile, high-pressure environment. At the same time, this closeness exposes him to both the benefits and risks of association with such a prominent figure. Fans often speculate about whether his reckless moments are genuine expressions of his personality or strategic moves to maintain relevance in a competitive and attention-driven industry. Social media has played a central role in Lil Pap's rise. Viral clips of his stunts and antics circulate almost instantly, prompting reaction videos, memes, and heated debates among fans. On TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Twitter threads, fans dissect every movement, discussing whether he is daring or foolish, loyal or reckless. The polarized responses reflect the duality of his persona. For some, Lil Pap is a symbol of bravery and authenticity, representing the raw energy of YoungBoy's circle. For others, he is a cautionary tale, a reminder of how impulsivity and risk-taking can lead to serious consequences, especially in the public eye where every misstep is magnified. The phenomenon of Lil Pap's virality also highlights the way modern fame functions in the rap world. Attention is often currency, and social media can amplify even the most minor moment into a global spectacle. NBA Lil Pap understands this dynamic, whether intentionally or instinctively, and his ability to generate discussion and buzz is a skill in itself. Each post, video, and stunt increases his visibility, strengthens his personal brand, and reinforces his association with YoungBoy's dominant presence in the industry. Fans eagerly consume every clip, eager to catch the latest stunt of viral moment, making him a central figure in the ongoing narrative of NBA YoungBoy's world. Despite the attention and adulation, NBA Lil Pap's story is also one of risk. Critics argue that his behavior, while entertaining, is dangerously impulsive, potentially putting him in harm's way both physically and professionally. Within YoungBoy's circle, where loyalty and intensity are prized, mistakes can carry serious consequences. From near misses in viral videos to public confrontations and tense social media interactions, Lil Pap's actions underscore the high-stakes nature of his environment. Yet it is precisely this willingness to push boundaries and embrace risk that has made him such a compelling figure to fans, a persona that embodies both thrill and tension, loyalty and chaos. Industry insiders suggest that Lil Pap's antics, while often viral fodder, also serve a strategic purpose. By positioning himself as YoungBoy's crash dummy, he amplifies his visibility while reinforcing his connection to the rapper. His daring energy and willingness to confront challenges head-on, even when it leads to mishaps, creates a narrative of fearlessness and loyalty. This positioning ensures he remains relevant and memorable, even in a crowded landscape of emerging artists and viral personalities. His brand becomes inseparable from the intensity and unpredictability of YoungBoy's inner circle, providing both a platform and a responsibility that few outsiders fully understand. The story of NBA Lil Pap is not just about stunts and viral moments. It is a lens into the culture, dynamics, and pressures surrounding NBA YoungBoy. Living in such a high-profile, high-risk environment requires balance, strategy, and the ability to navigate constant scrutiny. Lil Pap's choices, both reckless and calculated, reveal the tension between personal expression, loyalty, and survival in a world where fame can be both empowering and punishing. Fans continue to watch every move, debating whether he is a genius at self-promotion or simply a thrill-seeker courting danger. But one thing is clear: his presence is impossible to ignore. As NBA Lil Pap continues to rise, the questions remain: how far will he push himself to remain relevant? Will his risk-taking ultimately pay off, or will it lead to consequences he cannot control? One thing is certain: in the world of NBA YoungBoy, where loyalty, energy, and unpredictability collide, Lil Pap's story is only beginning, and fans are glued to every moment. His journey is a testament to the high-energy, unpredictable, and sometimes perilous world of modern rap, where viral fame can be both a blessing and a curse. As NBA Lil Pap's presence grew louder online, so did the debates about what his role really was inside **NBA YoungBoy's circle. Some fans started calling him the ultimate crash dummy, not just as a joke, but as a label that carried weight. In street culture and internet slang, that term isn't light. It implies someone willing to jump headfirst into situations without thinking about consequences. And whether fair or not, that's exactly the image Lil Pap began to embody. The turning point wasn't one single moment. It was a pattern. Live streams that escalated quickly. Heated back and forths in comment sections. Videos where he appeared ready to confront anyone at any time. Each clip added another layer to the narrative that he was the one who moved first, spoke first, reacted first. And in today's algorithm-driven world, that kind of behavior spreads fast. Within minutes, fan pages repost, reaction channels dissect, Twitter debates ignite. Suddenly, a split-second decision becomes a 48-hour trending topic. What makes it more intense is the environment surrounding YoungBoy's brand. The NBA camp has always projected intensity, loyalty above everything, energy at maximum levels, emotions unfiltered. Lil Pap seemed to lean fully into that atmosphere. If there was tension online, he addressed it. If there was criticism, he clapped back. If someone mentioned YoungBoy's name in a way he didn't like, he responded. To supporters, that's real loyalty. To critics, it's unnecessary escalation. The loyalty factor is where things get complicated. In hip-hop culture, standing behind your people is respected. It's part of the code. And from the outside looking in, Lil Pap appears fiercely protective of his position and his camp. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't soften his tone. He doesn't seem concerned with optics. That kind of unwavering support can gain respect internally, but externally, it can create pressure. Because here's the reality, every action tied to YoungBoy's circle reflects back on the brand. When Lil Pap goes viral for something reckless, fans don't separate him from the NBA name. They connect the dots instantly. That's the double-edged sword of affiliation. The spotlight that builds you can also magnify your mistakes. There's also the question of strategy. Is Lil Pap acting purely off impulse? Or does he understand exactly how virality works? In 2026, attention is currency. Controversy trends. Heated exchanges drive engagement. The louder the moment, the faster it spreads. Some industry watchers believe Lil Pap knows that playing the unpredictable role keeps his name circulating. Even if critics label him reckless, they are still talking about him. And in entertainment, silence is more dangerous than criticism. Still, the risks are real. Online drama doesn't always stay online. Words can escalate into real-world consequences. Legal issues, industry blacklisting, strained relationships. These aren't hypothetical dangers. They are patterns we've seen before in rap history. And fans who've watched YoungBoy navigate his own legal battles understand how quickly things can spiral. Another layer to this story is perception versus reality. Social media shows fragments, not full context. A 15-second clip doesn't reveal the conversations behind the scenes. It doesn't show whether YoungBoy encourages the energy, tolerates it, or privately advises caution. The public sees the explosion, not the aftermath. And because of that, narratives form quickly. Some fans argue that Lil Pap is being unfairly boxed into a stereotype. They point out that is more than viral chaos, that he has musical ambitions, creative ideas, and aspirations beyond being the crash dummy. But when your loudest moments are confrontational, it's hard to shift the public lens. Branding sticks, labels echo, and then there's the psychology of proximity to fame. Being close to a superstar like YoungBoy means constant adrenaline. Cameras always near, fans always watching, enemies always lurking. That kind of environment can amplify personality traits. If you're naturally bold, you become louder. If you're protective, you become defensive. If you're impulsive, you become explosive. Lil Pap's rise also reflects a broader shift in hip-hop culture, where personalities sometimes trend faster than music. You don't need a platinum record to go viral anymore. You need a moment, a reaction, a clip that sparks debate. In that sense, Lil Pap understands the game. Whether intentionally or instinctively, He knows how to create moments. But here's the tension. Moments fade. Reputation's lost. And if the crash dummy label hardens into identity, it could overshadow everything else he wants to build. The challenge now isn't getting attention. He already has that. The challenge is controlling the narrative before it controls him. Inside YoungBoy's circle, loyalty might be currency. Online, perception is king. And right now, Lil Pap stands at the intersection of both. Fans are watching closely, not just for the next viral clip, but for signs of evolution. Will he continue leaning into chaos? Or will he pivot, showing a more strategic, calculated side? One thing is certain. In the high-pressure ecosystem orbiting NBA YoungBoy, every move carries weight. And as Lil Pap's name keeps circulating across timelines and comment sections, the line between fearless loyalty and reckless risk grows thinner by the day. As NBA Lil Pap's notoriety grew, so did the scrutiny surrounding his actions and decisions, both online and within NBA YoungBoy's circle. Fans, critics, and industry insiders alike began analyzing every move he made, creating a complex web of perception, expectation, and consequence. Lil Pap's rise is emblematic of the modern rap landscape, where viral moments and social media presence often carry as much weight as music itself. Every stunt, every heated exchange, and every public confrontation feeds into the narrative of him being YoungBoy's so-called biggest crash dummy. But behind the viral clips lies a nuanced story of loyalty, ambition, and the high-pressure environment that surrounds one of rap's most influential figures. One of the defining elements of Lil Pap's persona is his willingness to put himself on the line, sometimes literally, for attention, loyalty, or both. Social media feeds are filled with clips of near misses, stunts gone slightly wrong, or confrontations that escalate rapidly, drawing immediate attention. Each of these moments reinforces the public's perception of him as reckless yet fearless. Some fans admire this fearlessness, framing it as loyalty in action, a reflection of his commitment to YoungBoy and the inner circle. Others question whether the repeated risk-taking is sustainable or even wise, pointing out that repeated exposure to danger, whether physical, legal, or reputational, carries long-term consequences. The connection between NBA Lil Pap and YoungBoy adds another layer of complexity. Within YoungBoy's camp, loyalty and intensity are paramount, and Lil Pap exemplifies both. His public actions often signal unwavering support for YoungBoy, defending the rapper in online disputes and amplifying the camp's brand in viral moments. While this loyalty earns him respect internally, it also makes him a lightning rod for public attention. In the digital age, affiliation with a superstar can be both a blessing and a curse. It offers unprecedented exposure but also ties every misstep directly to the star's brand. Every viral moment featuring Lil Pap inevitably reflects back on YoungBoy, intensifying the stakes for everyone involved. Social media platforms act as amplifiers in Lil Pap's rise. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter have become arenas where every reaction, confrontation, or stunt can be replayed, dissected, and remixed for global audiences. A single clip can spark a cascade of memes, reaction videos, and debates that extend far beyond the original moment. In many ways, Lil Pap has become a master of this ecosystem, whether consciously or instinctively. He understands that attention, regardless of whether it's positive or negative, fuels relevance in today's digital-first music industry. Each viral clip strengthens his visibility, even as it reinforces the perception of him as impulsive or reckless. Yet the risks cannot be ignored. Repeatedly placing oneself in high-stakes, unpredictable situations comes with consequences that extend beyond the digital world. Legal issues, public backlash, and even personal safety are ongoing concerns. Industry insiders have noted that while virality can accelerate a career, it can also amplify mistakes, making missteps far more damaging than they would be offline. In Lil Pap's case, his crash dummy persona walks a fine line between compelling entertainment and potential liability. One miscalculated move could have repercussions for both his own career and the broader NBA YoungBoy brand. Critics often question whether Lil Pap's public behavior overshadows his musical ambitions. While he's an emerging artist in his own right, Many of his most viral moments are non-musical, stunts, confrontations, or dramatic online interactions. This raises an important question. Will the public remember him as a talented rapper or primarily as a viral personality tied to YoungBoy's orbit? Balancing visibility with artistic credibility is a challenge many rising stars face, and for Lil Pap, that balancing act is particularly delicate. Viral fame can be fleeting, but establishing a lasting music career requires consistency, strategy, and the ability to evolve beyond a singular public persona. The dynamics within YoungBoy's camp further complicate matters. Loyalty, respect, and reputation are all intertwined. Actions that might seem reckless to outsiders can be interpreted internally as courage, authenticity, or strategic positioning. Lil Pap's willingness to act first, react boldly, and embrace risk resonates within the group, reinforcing his status as a key figure in the circle. At the same time, external audiences may perceive the same behavior as impulsive or dangerous, highlighting the tension between internal validation and public perception. Fans continue to dissect every move Lil Pap makes, generating commentary across social media that blends admiration, concern, and entertainment. Some see him as a fearless protector of YoungBoy's legacy, a living embodiment of loyalty in action. Others worry that repeated risky behavior could undermine his potential, painting him as a perpetual crash dummy without the strategic foresight needed for a sustainable career. This duality, admired for audacity yet criticized for recklessness, is central to his identity in the public eye. Ultimately, NBA Lil Pap's story is more than a series of viral stunts. It's a reflection of the pressures, expectations, and high-stakes environment surrounding NBA YoungBoy. Each decision, each moment of risk, and each public reaction is amplified, dissected, and interpreted by fans, critics, and industry insiders alike. His rise illustrates both the power and the peril of modern fame, where loyalty, energy, and social media influence collide in a high-pressure ecosystem. The real question now is how Lil Pap will navigate this space going forward. Will he continue leaning into his crash dummy persona, embracing viral chaos as a strategy, or will he evolve, balancing visibility with artistic growth and strategic positioning? In the volatile, attention-driven world of rap, the choices he makes next could define not only his own trajectory, but also the perception of NBA YoungBoy's entire circle. Fans and observers remain captivated, waiting to see whether Lil Pap's audacity will lead to long-term success or if the risks he takes will eventually catch up with him. The evolution of NBA Lil Pap's presence in the rap world has been a fascinating study in virality, loyalty, and the blurred lines between entertainment and recklessness. As one of NBA YoungBoy's closest affiliates, Lil Pap has quickly emerged as a figure who embodies both the thrill and the risk of being in one of rap's most intense inner circles. Fans continue to debate his persona as YoungBoy's so-called biggest crash dummy, a label that reflects his daring, sometimes impulsive behavior, but also his unwavering loyalty. Every video, live stream, and social media post adds to the mythology surrounding him, painting a picture of a young artist navigating fame, friendship, and the high-stakes pressures of modern rap culture. Lil Pap's notoriety is not accidental. Viral clips of his stunts, confrontations, and bold public interactions have spread like wildfire across Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. These moments, often captured in split seconds, highlight his willingness to take risks and his instinct to act without hesitation. Each clip reinforces the narrative of him being fearless, sometimes reckless, and deeply loyal to YoungBoy's camp. Fans dissect these moments, debating whether they are genuine displays of personality or calculated moves designed to maintain attention in a crowded digital landscape. Either way, the outcome is the same. Lil Pap remains in the public eye, trending, and talked about around the clock. The dynamic within YoungBoy's inner circle amplifies the significance of Lil Pap's actions. Loyalty is a core value in the group, and members are expected to defend, support, and elevate one another. Lil Pap's readiness to react, speak out, or escalate situations is often seen internally as proof of his commitment and authenticity. In an environment where trust is paramount and reputation can dictate survival, his boldness earns him status. However, this same audacity can backfire when viewed externally, with critics questioning whether impulsivity and risk-taking might ultimately undermine his long-term career prospects. Social media plays a dual role in Lil Pap's rise. On one hand, it amplifies his actions, providing exposure, virality, and an immediate feedback loop from fans. On the other hand, it magnifies missteps, making every moment of recklessness highly visible and subject to public scrutiny. A single misjudged post or poorly timed stunt can generate waves of criticism, memes, and heated online debates. For Lil Pap, navigating this environment requires a delicate balance between authenticity and strategy, staying true to his persona while managing the consequences of his public image. Industry insiders note that Lil Pap's crash dummy persona, while controversial, also carries strategic value. In the attention-driven world of contemporary rap, virality often translates into influence and opportunity. Every moment that draws discussion increases visibility, strengthens personal branding, and cements his association with NBA YoungBoy. This duality, being simultaneously admired for fearlessness and critiqued for recklessness, allows Lil Pap to maintain relevance in a fast-moving industry where moments, not just music, define careers. Despite the attention and excitement, there are real risks tied to Lil Pap's approach. Legal issues, personal safety, and reputational damage are constant possibilities. Public confrontations, stunts that skirt danger, and aggressive social media interactions can all escalate quickly into situations that have serious consequences. While fans may cheer for audacity, the industry and the law are less forgiving. Each viral moment carries weight, reminding both Lil Pap and those around him that attention can be a double-edged sword, boosting fame while amplifying vulnerabilities. Another layer to Lil Pap's journey is perception versus reality. Viral clips show fragments of his life, but they rarely capture the full context. Behind every public stunt, there are private conversations, guidance from mentors, and internal dynamics that influence decisions. Audiences only see the outcome, not the thought process or the strategy behind it. This selective visibility shapes his public image, often locking him into a crash dummy persona that may overshadow his musical talent or other ambitions. Fans continue to analyze every aspect of Lil Pap's rise, from his social media strategies to his interactions within YoungBoy's circle. Supporters admire his courage, loyalty, and unapologetic energy. Critics warn of the dangers of impulsivity and highlight the potential for real-world consequences. This polarized reception reflects a broader tension in rap culture, where visibility, loyalty, and risk are constantly weighed against sustainability, credibility, and longevity. Ultimately, NBA Lil Pap's story is about more than viral moments or stunts gone viral. It's a lens into the pressures of modern fame, the intensity of YoungBoy's inner circle, and the complex interplay between loyalty, risk, and public perception. His rise illustrates how social media amplifies personality, how affiliation with a superstar can elevate or endanger a career, and how choices in high-stakes environments carry consequences far beyond immediate attention. As Lil Pap moves forward, the central question remains: will he continue to lean into chaos and virality, or will he evolve, balancing energy with strategy and loyalty with foresight? In the unpredictable world of NBA YoungBoy, every decision matters, and the next moves of Lil Pap will determine whether his crash dummy persona becomes a permanent brand or stepping stone toward lasting influence and artistic growth. Fans, critics, and industry insiders alike are watching closely, eager to see what comes next in this high-octane saga. As NBA Lil Pap's notoriety continues to surge, the final chapter of this saga reveals a mix of opportunity, danger, and the pressures of maintaining relevance in one of rap's most volatile circles. For many, Lil Pap is defined by his crash dummy persona, the reckless, fearless affiliate of NBA YoungBoy whose stunts and viral moments dominate social media feeds. Yet behind the jokes, memes, and viral clips lies a complex story of ambition, loyalty, and the delicate balance between attention and consequence. His journey demonstrates how closely reputation, association, and strategy intertwine in the modern rap ecosystem, where one misstep can define a career as much as one viral success can elevate it. Lil Pap's rise has been fueled by both his audacity and the digital age's appetite for viral content. Clips of his daring antics circulate across Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter almost instantly, sparking reactions from fans, influencers, and critics alike. Some view him as a symbol of fearless loyalty, someone who will go to the front lines for his crew and YoungBoy's brand. Others warn that the repeated risks, confrontations, and impulsive behavior could have lasting consequences. Every viral clip creates discussion, debate, and analysis, solidifying Lil Pap's position in the public consciousness but also highlighting the fine line he walks between boldness and recklessness. The role of social media in Lil Pap's journey cannot be overstated. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter serve as both a stage and a magnifying glass. Every stunt or heated exchange is recorded, uploaded, and dissected within hours. This constant feedback loop reinforces his notoriety while amplifying the pressure to perform, escalate, or respond. In many ways, Lil Pap is both a participant and a product of this ecosystem. His personality thrives in viral moments, yet those same moments can trap him within a persona that may limit his broader artistic potential. Within YoungBoy's camp, Lil Pap's reputation is equally complex. Loyalty is the currency of the group, and his willingness to act decisively, sometimes impulsively, reinforces his standing internally. Supporters inside the circle view him as protective, fearless, and unflinching, qualities that align with YoungBoy's own intense and high-energy brand. But externally, the public perceives him through a filtered lens, daring, reckless, and often provocative. This duality, internal respect versus external criticism, creates a dynamic tension that Lil Pap must navigate carefully to maintain both credibility and visibility. Risk is an inherent part of his narrative. From public confrontations to stunts that flirt with danger, Lil Pap's crash dummy persona carries real-world consequences. Legal issues, public backlash, and personal safety threats are ever present in this high-stakes environment. Industry insiders caution that while viral moments accelerate fame, they can also escalate liability. The same energy that attracts followers can trigger conflicts, damage reputation, or create vulnerabilities that rivals or critics may exploit. In Lil Pap's world, adrenaline and attention are deeply intertwined, and every decision carries weight. At the same time, Lil Pap's journey demonstrates a nuanced understanding of virality and the digital attention economy. Whether instinctively or strategically, he has harnessed the power of online platforms to build an identity, gain influence, and solidify his affiliation with YoungBoy. Viral moments, reaction videos, memes, and social media debates all contribute to his relevance. Even moments that appear chaotic or reckless serve a purpose. They keep his name circulating, reinforce his persona, and maintain a level of influence that extends beyond music. However, perception versus reality remains a challenge. Social media clips capture only fragments of events, often omitting context, intention, or behind-the-scenes dynamics. Fans see bold gestures and stunts, but not the strategic calculations, guidance from mentors, or internal negotiations that inform those actions. This selective visibility reinforces the crash dummy label, which can overshadow Lil Pap's musical ambitions, artistic growth, and personal evolution. Shifting this perception while maintaining the energy and loyalty that define him is a delicate balancing act. Fans continue to dissect every move, debating whether Lil Pap is a fearless protege or reckless provocateur. Supporters highlight his loyalty, charisma, and ability to generate engagement, while critics emphasize the potential for consequences that could derail his career. This polarized response mirrors a broader tension in contemporary rap, the interplay between visibility, reputation, and sustainability. Lil Pap's choices are emblematic of the challenge that many emerging artists face: how to remain relevant, authentic, and influential without compromising long-term prospects. Ultimately, NBA Lil Pap's story is about more than viral clips, stunts, or online drama. It is a reflection of the pressures and dynamics within one of rap's most intense inner circles, where loyalty, risk, and attention collide. His crash dummy persona may generate virality, but it also highlights the stakes of being closely tied to a superstar like YoungBoy. Every move affects perception, reputation, and opportunity. As Lil Pap continues to navigate this high-octane environment, the central question remains: will he continue leaning into chaos for attention and loyalty, or will he evolve into a more strategic, sustainable presence in the industry? His next steps will determine whether his persona becomes a lasting brand or a cautionary tale about the limits of fearlessness. One thing is certain: NBA Lil Pap has captured the imagination of fans worldwide, and the final chapter of his story is still being written. Every viral moment, confrontation, and stunt carrying the potential to define his legacy in the world of modern hip-hop. The saga of NBA Lil Pap has captivated fans across the globe, and now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Lil Pap's fearless, sometimes reckless crash dummy persona is helping him carve out a lasting place in the rap world? Or is it a recipe for disaster? How much risk is too much when it comes to loyalty, fame, and viral notoriety? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us what you think about Lil Pap's rise and his connection to NBA YoungBoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on Lil Pap, YoungBoy, and the latest viral moments from the rap world. We'll bring you behind-the-scenes insights, reaction videos, and exclusive breakdowns of every stunt, every feud, and every bold move. Stay tuned. The story is far from over, and the next moment could change everything.